As a new day dawns, brothers Rick and Marty Lagina prepare for the operation that they hope will lead them directly to whatever it is that's buried on Oak Island.
There's a possible man-made connection from the ocean to the money pit.
Look, I'm open-minded. This test has never been run with Smith's Cove both blocked from the sea and partially excavated.
Right.
So if we see this dye come out into Smith's Cove, then we could maybe follow it back, and then maybe I become a believer in a flood tunnel.
Now that the drill site around borehole H8 has been stabilized and reinforced with the help of a massive vibro hammer tool, the team can conduct today's dye test without fear that the money pit site will be further compromised.
Hey, Powder Man!
That's me, I think. This is it?
Using a 6-inch pump, the team will force 600 gallons of water per minute down the C1 shaft. Once a consistent water flow has been established, the team will start adding a non-toxic red-colored dye, which, if the test is successful, will make its way through any existing underground flood tunnels and out into the ocean. Because Rick and Marty don't know when or where the dye might appear, they have arranged an extensive monitoring operation across both the eastern and the southern areas of the island. In addition to having team members stationed on land at Smith's Cove and in boats just off the island's southern shore, there will also be 3 drones equipped with high-definition video cameras scouring the waters from high above. They have also set up a remote viewing area, allowing them to see the live feeds from each drone camera.
Ready to start.
Start it up.
Hey.
Here comes the water. Oh, look at that. Whoa! Kill it! Kill it!
Cut!
Kill it! Kill it! Kill the pump! Kill it!
Just as Rick, Marty, and the team began pumping water down borehole C1 to begin a large-scale dye test, the 6-inch wide hose has suddenly become twisted. If not covered, it could explode with the force of 1,500 pounds per square inch.
What the hell? You got 40 twists in it.
I'll let that little valve open.
Okay.
Yeah, it won't take much because we're at the very high point here, but look at that. All right.
Now that the hose has been straightened and a steady flow of water has been established in C1, the Oak Island team will now begin to introduce non-toxic red dye into the shaft. It is the team's hope that they will soon see dye seeping out from one or more locations along the island's shoreline. If they can trace the dye backwards, it should, theoretically, lead them to the place that the flood tunnels were designed to protect, the Money Pit Treasure Vault.
Oh my God, look at that. Holy shamoly.
Rick, this is Gary. Can you
Come down into the basin.
I've got something interesting to show you.
Say again?
Why not everybody come?
It's interesting. If we're looking for red, guys, I'd say that's reddy brown there. Oh, what?
Yeah, okay, I don't want to be the dog in the manger, but I will. I think that's just rust-colored, Gary.
Although a sudden flow of water is evidence of a possible connection between Smith's Cove and the Money Pit, until the team can confirm that dye is coming out here, they cannot be sure.
Well, you've been checking this area out, Rick. I've never seen it that vivid orange before.
No.
And I also noticed the flow of the water's increased. It seems to be getting faster.
Gary, I'm prepared to be wrong.
Here, I'll recover a sample. Do you want me to just go up this thing?
Yeah, there is some red there on the left-hand side. Now.
In order to confirm the presence of dye, the team is collecting water samples to test for the non-toxic chemical.
So we've got 2 samples to test and see if that is the dye that's making that color.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
Jack Begley joins island historian Paul Troutman at the Oak Island Research Center to test water samples that were collected at Smith's Cove.
Hey, Jack.
I brought the water samples from the dye test.
Perfect.
Using a device known as a fluorometer, Jack and Paul will be able to detect any traces of the non-toxic red dye in concentrations as small as 1 part per trillion.
Now, I'm just going to get a base reading to see what the sample reads as.
We're getting 9.689.
That'll be our base reference for fully saturated. Yeah, anything that's 1 or above would be a positive indicator of the actual dye.
This is Smith's Cove 1.
That's good enough. Okay, we're gonna read the sample here right now.
Come on. Yeah,
That's a good positive indication.
that's awesome. I'm gonna call Rick. He's gonna want to hear the good news.
Yeah, he will.
Hey, Rick. Paul and I are testing the water samples right now that we collected during the dye test, and we got some results we think that you should come see. Hey, Rick.
Hey, Rick.
Okay, I see Jack smiling. I see Paul smiling.
From the samples that we obtained so far, the Smith's Cove dye test that we got, it tested positive.
Smith's Cove.
Smith's
Yep.
Cove. Yeah, right underneath the crane pad where the water was coming up. That's
You know
fine.
what? Gary said that water changed color. My brother said, and I concur, that out in the ocean, it's still interesting, but in Smith's Cove, that's a totally different ballgame.
We could retest this while you're here so you can see for yourself.
Fine, go for it.
I think we're closer than ever to unraveling the money pit.
Yeah, it's even higher.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It's exciting, yes.
Because if there wasn't a flood tunnel, I can't think of any other way that this dye would have made it into Smith's Cove.
Exactly, exactly. And what it says is all the more reason to dig under the crane pad and try to follow this back. We'd be foolish not to follow up.
Yes.
Great job. The dye showing up in Smith's Cove is I mean, I don't know what to say other than it's great news.
Okay.
All right, thanks, guys.